Let's make some caponata.
A traditional Sicilian-style spread composed primarily of eggplant. I'm making a very large batch today, and I will provide the measurements in a following slide later in the video. To peel or not to peel the eggplant is just a matter of preference. I like the little color pop among the spread myself, so I'm leaving the skins on. We're cubing this up into about 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch cubes. On each large sheet pan, well, first I preheated my oven to 400 degrees, 1/2 cup of olive oil on each pan. Just get those on there, divide it up as evenly as best you can, and then we're just going to toss that eggplant in the olive oil, and then you want to spread it out as flat as you can. It doesn't have to be super perfect. Into our 400 degree oven we go. This amount is going to take a good hour, which is fine because we can prep everything else and just toss them every 20 minutes or so. Gathering the rest of our ingredients, we got onions, peppers, garlic, olives, capers, vinegar, tomato components, and now it's time to get to work. I'm going to start with chopping the onions, my least favorite part. I'm not going to lie, onions and I are not friends. My eyes are super sensitive to them. It's awful. Martha Stewart once said lighting a candle near them is supposed to help. I'm sorry, it did not help me at all. I tagged in my food processor to do the fine chopping, got those chopped up, and even still, my eyes were killing me. I was half blind at this point from the onions, so I sort of just rough chopped my peppers and again let the food processor help me out a little bit here. Once those were chopped, added them to the bowl with our onions, garlic, simple, just whack and peel about 8 cloves I use this time. I tend to measure garlic with love, chop them up. Now moving on to our olives. Use whatever olives you like in here. I'm not going to even try to pronounce the green ones, but use whatever green and black olive mix that you prefer. Just give those a rough chop. Moving on to the capers, I drain those. You're just going to want to fish for any little woody stems that might be in there. Tomatoes, I need about 8 cups total for this batch, using 6 cups of garden fresh tomatoes as well as a little bit of my own canned crushed tomatoes. Some vinegar, we got seasonings here, oregano, thyme, and your basic salt and pepper. Prepping is the best thing you can do with this recipe where there's so many components. That way, when it comes time to just throw everything into the pot, you can. Here is everything prepped and ready to go and measurements for you. Into a very large pot, the rest of our oil. We're going to throw in our veg, our peppers, onions, and garlic, as well as our roasted eggplant. We roast the eggplant first just to sort of deepen its flavor. Then we're gonna saute that for a good 10 to 15 minutes. You can see it's already breaking down. We then follow with our tomatoes. I only needed about 1/2 of my crushed tomatoes, the sugar, the vinegar, our various seasonings, and of course our fun briny little features. And this is where simply it's just time at this point. This is gonna cook down medium simmer for a good hour. You want it to turn basically into this, like a chutney consistency, and I wish you could smell this through the screen. It is absolutely incredible. I am going to be processing this in a hot water bath. I have some clean sterilized pint jars here that I'm going to fill up to the bottom of the rim. If you're not making a large batch, you could simply just put these in a food container and it'll be good for about a week to 10 days in the fridge. These pint-sized jars will need to process in boiling water. You can't start your processing time until the water is back to a boil and needs to go for about 40 minutes. And then, my friends, you have an absolutely delicious spread, delicious on pizzas, sandwiches, crusty bread for an amazing appetizer. Pastas, the possibilities are endless. Enjoy!